Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yes, sir. Monday morning, May 25th, 8 a.m. What's poppin', fam? Happy Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day, kids, so it's dead around here. I mentioned only ones in the studio today. Roads are dead as well. It's the holidays, man. So we're knocking this out early. I got a neighborhood barbecue. I can't wait. This is my favorite time of the year. Favorite time of the year. The weather's popping. It's not too crazy, but it's warm out. The mornings are crisp. Your boy's in his Hummer. No AC, no windows, no radio. It's popping, man. Kiddo starts his all-star games and practice this week. That's all of June for my 6-year-old. Then July's tackle football, baby. We cooking. Favorite time of the year. Let's freaking go. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Mixed Martial Arts and boxing, for that matter, today. So the big thing over the weekend was our boy Rico Verhoeven versus Usyk, right? And my son had a baseball game, and the game was delayed, which was a good thing because I was at the park, at the field, and I had my fold-out chair, and I downloaded the DAZN app, and I bought the pay-per-view on DAZN. I think it was $59.99 to watch Usyk and Rico do their thing. Now, going into this, Rico's a massive, massive underdog. For good reason. No one thought he had a chance, right? Now, I watched this fight I didn't have my headphones or nothing, so I couldn't hear the commentating. And I'm watching the fight, and I'm paying attention. I have nothing else to do. Kiddo's over there warming up. I'm in the far left field. I'm not by anybody, so I'm just watching it, and I don't have any volume. And I would say about 8 rounds in, I'm thinking to myself, am I high right now? Am I crazy? I feel like Rico's kind of whooping his ass. I feel like Rico's kind of winning every damn round. What the hell is going on here? I'm like, I wonder if online is seeing the same thing I am. This is bananas. And then I thought, especially after the first 5 or 6, Rico clearly winning. And I'm like, oh, this is one of those things where Usyk, he's just downloading because it's a little awkward. You know, Rico's kind of hunched down. He's in this tight guard. The timing's a little different. He is getting countered. Usyk's going to get going here. And then you get 8, 9, 10. I'm like, oh, shit. Usyk's about to lose this fight. Usyk's going to lose this freaking fight, man. But then, I've been around the sport of boxing for a while now. I thought, well, if it goes to the judge's decision, there's no way they give it to Rico, even though this is clearly his fight, not even up for debate. He's definitely won more rounds. There's no way the sport of boxing is going to award Rico Verhoeven a decision majority win over Usyk, their pound for pound number 1 guy in the world, the king of heavyweight division, the face of boxing. If you know boxing, there's no way. So I was like, Usyk's going to have to get a stop, but he hasn't really landed anything crazy. Then that 11th round comes. And, 10, 11, 12, that's where a veteran boxer really starts to capitalize on things. Rico, this is only his second boxing fight. That 10, 11, 12 is a world of difference for those guys. If you haven't been there, world of difference. That's where the cream rises to the top. They start to take advantage of their opponent. They can usually get him out of there. That being said, so that 11th round, Rico's tired, and Usyk lands that combo, drops him, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Not to mention, he started that flurry. If you look at the tape, he started that flurry with about 3 seconds left in the round. And the fight was stopped once the bell sounded off and the round was over. Let that sink in.
You want to hear it real quick?
No.
Okay.
I watched enough times. The other thing that's a shame too, and this just goes back to the state of boxing, and it's never been different, folks, is a lot of the judges, the official judges on their scorecard had it, I think 95-95, or they had Usyk winning the fight.
2 judges, 95-95, 1 judge, the 96-94 for Rico.
And it wasn't even close. So here's the reality. Most of you watching the show know this. If you don't, this is just what it is. There's not a more corrupt sport on the planet of Earth. There's not a more corrupt sport on this planet than boxing. It's always been that way. Its roots are in that. It's just always been a corrupt sport. Always. Since the very beginning, boxing has always been corrupt. That's why they've had so many issues. That's why it's not as popular. This has always been a thing. It's no different today. It's similar to politics. Whether you're on the left, right, middle, whoever the hell you like, they're all compromised. It's all corrupt. It's always been like that. It started like that. It's just always been that way. It will never change. Will never change. No matter who you vote for, they're all compromised. They're all corrupt. Boxing, you have your favorites. Cool. Just know the underbelly is all corrupt. Always is. Always will be. It's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. So I could have told you that as soon as Rico got in some trouble, they were going to stop that fight and not let it go to the scorecards. Now, your argument could be, well, he was in trouble. They stopped the fight there. He would have stopped it anyways if it went to the 12th round. Cool. Let it go to the 12th round. Because here's the issue with this fight. And I always side on live to fight another day when it comes to younger fighters. So let's say this is a fight to open the main card. If it's a contender series, if it's a UFC fight and you're the first fight on the main card or you're on the prelims and you're not a veteran, you have only like 6 to 12 fights. I'm cool with a stoppage like this. Even then you're like a little early, but he's young, live to fight another day. Let's see what he can actually do. There's not a lot on the line for that guy. I'm cool with early stoppage. Don't let him suffer damage. But that being said, when you're dealing with a main event and you're dealing with a fight that's for legacy for both of them and the experience that Usyk has, one of the very greatest to ever do it, debatable if he is the greatest, that's up in the air. I could argue that if you want. He's bar none, top 5 of all time. Ton of experience. On the other side, Rico Verhoeven, you're talking about the greatest heavyweight kickboxer of all time. Tons and tons and tons of combat sport experience. Be hard to find others with more experience than him. From his amateur to where he is now, that dude has seen it all. He's seen it all. He's been in a lot more trouble than this and came back and won fights. He's taken fucking shins to the head, shins to the face. He's been in horrible compromised positions and he's bounced back and won that fight. So when you're talking about a fight at this magnitude, to stop it early, especially once the round ended, corruption. There's no other way to paint it. Now, the old head boxing community will argue this and no, Usyk would have got him out there in the 12th. Really? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That 12th round would have been tough for him. Maybe. But we will never know. You will never know. And I'm a Usyk, one of my favorite, because Fury, Usyk, those are my faves. I fucking love those guys. He was losing that fight, man. That fight was not close. You could maybe find 3 rounds for Usyk. Maybe 3. If you're just glazing them as much as you can glaze them, maybe 3. That fight was not close. And it's such a shame. Such a shame. Such a shame. You got to let a guy, especially of that caliber, especially with that experience, and not make it so glaring that this is such an inside job for the sport of boxing. Like, when they told you, make sure Usyk wins, you got to be less obvious. This is, I get what you're doing. You can't be so obvious. Come on. You're talking about a guy with hundreds of, straight up, including his amateur, Rico has hundreds of fights. Hundreds. And you stop it early and after the bell. None of it makes any sense. Get less obvious if you're going to cheat like this. You can be corrupt. I expect you guys to be corrupt. I expect them to get fucked over by the judges if it went to the judge's decision. So all these fights, just so you know, all these fights, Floyd, Conor, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Evander, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, Rico, Usyk, Francis, Tyson Fury, across the board, is all shenanigans, is all bullshit. Unless the only thing they cannot control is if Rico went in there and knocked Usyk out cold, which has never been done before. So they're going to take their chances on that. Now, all this being said, here's my question for you guys out there. This might ruffle a few feathers, kids. I don't give a fuck. Out of all the disciplines in mixed martial arts, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, is boxing the easiest discipline? I would say yes. I would say clearly yes. How long do you think that fight would last if Rico was allowed to kick? Maybe a round? Maybe a round. Sure as fuck not 11. Not even close. If you swap Usyk's coming over to kickboxing to take out the best kickboxer of all time, straight kickboxing rules, this doesn't go past probably a round, maybe 2. How long do you think Floyd Mayweather would last with Conor McGregor, especially at the time when they fought, the prime of Conor's career? How long do you think Floyd Mayweather lasts with Conor McGregor inside that UFC octagon? How long? 30 seconds? 2 minutes if he's lucky? If Conor's playing grab ass? Maybe 2 minutes? How long do you think Jake Paul lasts if when he fought, insert anybody, Tyrone Woodley inside that UFC octagon? How long does that fight last? He sure as fuck doesn't win. I'm not even debating that. I'm talking about how long does he last in a mixed martial arts fight with Woodley, Ben Askren, Nate Diaz. Not Nate Diaz. Now is a different story. I'm talking about back then. Not long. It's not even remotely up for debate. Not long. How big of a star do you think Jake Paul is if when he decided to get involved in fighting, if Jake Paul said, you know what, I'm going to go compete in the UFC? How many wins does Jake Paul have? None? How many fights on Netflix is he having? Doesn't even get there. Doesn't even get there. If he's fighting actual pros and not, these fluffer, weird fight, actual, like he can go fight like the bullshit Aiden Ross thing this past weekend against Ray J. I'm not talking, that does not count. Get that shit out of my face. I'm talking about at a professional level. If I'm Jake Paul and he looks at his team and whatever, 6-7 years ago, goes, hey guys, I'm going to get rid of all this YouTube stuff, all this shit I'm doing with my brother. I'm going to focus on mixed martial arts. And my goal is to become the biggest star in the UFC. How's that work out for him? Doesn't even get off the ground level. Doesn't win a single fight against a young prospect at the UFC level at what's he going to fight at? 170, 185? Who's he beat? Doesn't even get off the ground. Let's take a little break here, kids. I don't know if you're like me, but in the mornings it takes me a little while to get going. I'm a little struggle city here. A little brain fog, feeling groggy. I'm trying to get out of my funk. I'm like, what am I going to do? It's tough, man. It's tough. Your energy's not off the bat. You're looking for something to make up for that. Maybe you reach for coffee, an energy drink, whatever it is you're looking for, but there's mud water. That's where mud water comes into play. The original blend is a coffee alternative made with cacao, chai, turmeric, and functional mushrooms like lion's mane and other functional mushrooms. You get a warm, focused boost without the weird buzz or the midday crash that usually tags along with other, coffee, energy drinks. Sometimes you're going to crash. Not with mud water, man. And if you're not ready to let go of the coffee entirely, cool. They actually just launched a low-calf coffee made with organic coffee beans, all right? And the same functional mushrooms you get in their other blends. It's rich, it's smooth, only 45 milligrams of caffeine. So you get the flavor you love. So your brain's like, oh, let's party without the jitters, the crash, or the spiraling thoughts. So whether you're mixing it up with the original blend or easing into something gentler than your usual brew, mud water makes it ridiculously easy to start the day feeling damn good, all right? And you can grab it at Target and Sprouts nationwide, making mornings easier than ever. So if you're ready to start your mornings off with a great kick that you're not going to crash like other freaking coffees and whatever you're using to wake your butt up in the morning, and you're ready to make a switch to cleaner energy, head to mudwater.com. That's MUDWTR.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, you guys get an exclusive deal up to 43% off starter kits plus free shipping, free rechargeable frother when you use the code Schaub, SCHAUB. That's right, up to 43% off with the code Schaub at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, ask about how you found them. You let them know your boy sent you. Mud water, get you some. Now, he chooses boxing. Becomes the most famous boxer in the world, wins how many fights? Even fought Anthony Joshua and lasted how many rounds? 6 rounds? How long did he last? 6 rounds with Joshua?
Forget.
Let's say Jake Paul fought Tom Aspinall in the UFC. You think he gets out of the round? No. So he got TKO'd. He got KO'd in the 6th round. I say all this to you because it couldn't be more evident that boxing is the easiest sport out of all combat sports. Without a doubt. Now, that's not saying it's easy in any facet. All of it's tough. But out of the high-level professional sports in combat sports, boxing would be the easiest one. How come you don't see boxers trying to come over to the UFC? How come you don't see these famous boxers call out UFC guys in mixed martial arts? They call them out in boxing. And that's one aspect of mixed martial arts. There's a reason you don't see it. You don't see it. Randy Couture and Oh, what was homeboy's name? Tony. James Tony. It's not a thing. There's a reason for that. It's not a thing. Not a thing. It's just not a thing. And then take it even outside MMA. Let's say Jake Paul, Usyk, whoever you want, any high-level boxer goes, I bet I could compete with insert your combat sport of choice. Terrence Crawford wrestled, right? That's one thing boxing says. He wrestled, dude. I'd like to see him MMA. Sure. How well do you think Terrence Crawford does if RAF offered him a contract against an elite wrestler? You think he goes 6 rounds? You think he gets stopped in the 11th? Doesn't last 2 minutes. Yeah, but he wrestled in high school. I hear you. Let's say Jake Paul was like, I'm going to start a career and get really famous, make a ton of money, and I'm going to jump into jiu-jitsu. Okay, let's go down that route. How long does Jake Paul last with the gentleman who won ADCC this past year? You think he can avoid a submission by running around that mat like he did against Anthony Joshua in last 6 rounds? No. If he's against a high-level jiu-jitsu artist, practitioner, and that guy wants to strangle him unconscious under 45 seconds, that's exactly what he does. It is what it is. And that's real. That's real. And I'm not picking on Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I like what he does. I like Jake. My point of using Jake Paul is it's just to show you that boxing is the easiest discipline out of all the major combat sports, because Jake Paul couldn't be a star in any other sport. He couldn't get to a high level in any other aspect of mixed martial arts. Not even close. In wrestling, there's not enough hours in the day. There's no way. He's absolutely destroyed. Jiu-jitsu, destroyed. Mixed martial arts, destroyed. Kickboxing, destroyed. Went pretty far in boxing, though, didn't he? Still is. Talking about fighting Canelo now. In no other world can a guy come from one arena, whatever it is, and jump over and compete at the highest level. Literally impossible. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We won't even talk major sports. You think if Rico Verhoeven or Jake Paul were like, I like baseball. I'm going to go try out for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You think he has success there? He doesn't even get a jersey. They don't even let him into the complex to attempt to. It's only in combat sports we entertain this bullshit. The Rico stuff really, really pissed me off. Because think about this. You're talking about a legacy of Rico, the greatest heavyweight kickboxer to ever grace the ring. And he puts his legacy on the line. He's been undefeated, I think, since 2013 or some shit like that. He puts his legacy on the line and jumps on over into the sport of boxing against the very, very best. And he beats him. He decides to take on that monster in Usyk, who's phenomenal. And he beat him. And they took that from him. And I just want you guys to know that there's not a more corrupt sport in the history as long as anyone watching this has been alive, more so than boxing, it will always be that way. It's the problem with boxing. It will never change. There's a million examples of this, a million examples. For you younger kids out there, maybe you remember Triple G Canelo. Go watch those fights. You're like, oh my God, yes. Yes. Super, super corrupt. Think if you're Rico. But here's the thing. Again, back to Conor Floyd, Logan Floyd, Francis Fury, Rico Usyk. Not only do you have to compete outside of your discipline that you're an expert in, and some of them are great at that discipline, and they decide to jump over to boxing. So not only, and you're competing against the elite of boxing. So not only do you have to figure out how to solve that puzzle inside the ring, but even if you figure it out, you're still fighting the judges and the underbelly, the dark underbelly of boxing. It's almost impossible to win except for one way. One way. If you can knock them out cold. It's the only way to get this done. If you can go in there and land a shot that nobody has ever done. Usyk's never been knocked out. And now you've never boxed before, and your only chance at winning, otherwise you're going to get screwed over by judges, refs, the whole nine. The only way for you to achieve success going into that fight isn't by beating them up round by round, which we saw you do. No. You have to knock them out cold so they can't get their grimy hands on the judges and the ref. That's what you're dealing with. And it's a shame. It's all a fucking Ponzi scheme. It'll never stop. It'll never change. And you'll see in the comments on this, you'll see online, anybody who argues for Rico, the boxing community, well, it doesn't really matter who got stopped in the 12th. They always cover for their sport. I get it. I actually appreciate and respect it. I get it. That's your shit. I get it. It's a shame. It's a freaking shame. But I think, too, to give credit to Usyk, to give credit to Floyd, to give credit to Anthony Joshua, to give credit to Tyson Fury, I think, too, some of these guys are starting to learn that when you do take on these weird super fights, these crossover fights, it's almost you're signing a deal with the devil. A, you're in boxing, so you signed a deal. But B, you're expected to dominate them, but also it's tough to get up for the fight. I don't think we've seen anybody, maybe Anthony Joshua against Francis, but any of these super fights, the A side, who's always like the world-class boxer, never really gets up for the fight. They never look, it's never the best version of them. If you've watched Usyk fight before, you can go back to, so many fights. That's the worst version of Usyk I've ever seen. He did not look good in any facet. If you watch Tyson Fury against Francis, if you've watched Tyson before, he did not look good, man. He did not look good. You watch Floyd versus Conor. Floyd doesn't look fantastic, It just so it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing because for the A side, it's hard to get up for it. You're this huge favorite. You really don't respect them because they're not really boxers. So I'm going to tool this guy. But that B side, whether it's Rico, Conor, who lasts 30 minutes with Floyd, Francis against Tyson, you're getting these world-class guys from other combat sports, and it's everything to them. And to you, it's not much. So that's why these fights are weird. They're fun, but they're fucking weird. Because the A-sides, you've never watched an A-side, I'm like, oh my God, that's the best I've ever seen him. It's always like a watered-down version of him. And that's not taking anything away from Rico. He looked phenomenal. And you saw Usyk try to kick it into fifth gear, but Rico was doing work, man. His movement, the way he cut off the ring, his counters, His defense, he looked fucking good. But it's always a weird thing. These super fights, the A side's never like, oh, I can't wait. This is a fight of a lifetime. It's always kind of, they come in with some bullshit. Let's take a little break here. This episode of Big Brown Breakdown is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. Progressive.
First, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
Truth is ours.
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
So it's just a weird thing. And then the B side, they're giving it their all because the odds are against them. You know, an underdog is still a dog. You know, so it's just a weird thing. Just a weird thing. The whole weekend was weird because you had this. It made me sick to my stomach. You had this. And then you had Aiden Ross's fight.
Yeah,
and it was in the UFC Apex.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy the fight at all? At least the Menzel Bob Menery one. It was kind of like fun to watch at the very least. Maybe not.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know. I get there's a lane for it. I know it. Here's my issue. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and it got a jagillion views because Aiden Ross doesn't miss, right? He does his thing. He's in cahoots with Dana. My issue is it was at the UFC Apex. We're starting to blur the lines more and more and more. The lines are getting fucking blurry. That bothers me. And then the other thing is you have Sean Strickland there. You have Armin Sarukian there.
Hunter Campbell, Dana White.
Hunter Campbell, Dana, of course Dana's there. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is Strickland and Armin being there. That rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see how much they got paid to be there. But for Strickland, this goes against everything you stand for. I don't know what kind of bag they paid you, and I'm not hating on anybody getting money. At all. And for Armin and Strickland, you're talking about two world-class guys. One's the very best middleweight in the world. He's the champion. Armin's the number one contender. It's just blurring the lines a little too close for me. It's hard to, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know what it is. Something doesn't sit right with me.
You did see Strickland's statement afterwards, all right? Or did you not see it?
It doesn't matter.
He left early. He's like,
yeah, it doesn't matter. You did it. It doesn't matter. He did the whole thing there. And that's on brand, being like, you do it, you get the bag, you're there supporting your friends, and then you know what it is. You know it's low-level trash fighting. And they're like, oh, I'm disgusted with myself. I'm like, yeah, but you did it, bud. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the viewers out there felt the same way. I don't know what it is. Something about it. I don't know. And for Armin, it's time to fight, Bubba. It's time to get to work. Because now I was all about the marketing campaign and doing your thing and getting the views. We got to fight. We got to get going here. We got to fight. In the UFC. We got to get going here. Because now you're on the edge of, are you a straight influencer? You know? And for Strickland, it's like, that's not what you do, man. That's not, You make fun of the influencers and all, and that's this to a T. These people will sell their souls to get views.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. Bingo. That's what it is. Nobody on that card can fight. None of them. Now, to tune in and watch it, I get that, but very professional production. It's in the UFC Apex. You have Dana there. You have the best heavy middleweight in the world there. You have Armin Sarukian, one of the very best in the world there. You have Hunter Campbell, the matchmaker. It's very professional done. Aiden Ross promotes it, so you know it's going to get millions of views. If only we put this energy into the younger prospects in the UFC. That might be my problem. My problem is I like Johnny Manziel. I have no issue with Bob doing his thing. The NBA players on it. It's just like the culture of me. I'll do whatever it takes to get views. So fighting's not in anybody's nature there. That's not their love. They're literally doing it because it's hot right now. That's what it is. They're whoring our sport out for views. And it's not authentic. They're not doing it because they have a love and admiration for mixed martial arts and fighting inside the UFC Apex. No one there gives a fuck that they're fighting at the same place world-class fighters fight at. No one gives a flying fuck. It's disrespect. They didn't even let them fucking use the facility. That's a whole nother thing. My issue is MMA is the cool, hot thing to do right now. If basketball was a cool, hot thing, if snowboarding was a cool, hot thing where they could get views, they would completely jump out of mixed martial arts and go do whatever's trendy right now. I don't think this moves the ball forward as far as the sport goes. Matter of fact, I think we're going backwards. Those fights were atrocious. Now, you guys are going to say, yeah, but it was entertaining. I get it. Yeah, I watched the Johnny Manziel Bob fight. Yeah. Early stoppage. Let him go out on a shield. The Ray J one.
Oh, God, that was...
And nobody's really in shape. Yeah, I don't know. Something just rubs me the wrong way when you got Strickland there and Armin there. You got Dana there. Yeah, it's weird. And again, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying I don't support Bob or Johnny or Aiden. There's a lane for that. And people are going to tune in. But it's blurring the lines when you're at the UFC Apex and you have UFC fighters there. And you have the UFC brass there. You know?
Yeah. Your main thing is like because the UFC is somewhat a part of it, like you don't like it.
Yeah, they're too close tied in. And this whole thing is because mixed martial arts, it's trendy now, and we're streaming and we're on Kick and I'll fuck you up, and nobody can fight. Right? No one has talent there. And if it was chess was the hot thing, they'd be playing chess. If fucking freeze tag was the hot thing, they'd be playing freeze tag. It's this culture of look at us, look what we're doing. And for guys like Ray J, it's like Bob and Johnny or whatever. But when it comes to like Ray J or these NBA players, like especially Ray J, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like at his age and he's out of shape, you got kids, you're getting knocked out cold on fucking some streaming service.
Supposedly dying too. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I mean, what are you doing? Does he need money that bad? Isn't your sister Brandy? Didn't you do the sex tape with Kim? What the? Look at you, man. What do you? He has to be in his 40s, right? all out of shape and chunky. It's like, what the? And then clearly no one took it serious. You're 45 years old, getting knocked out for the first time, dude. I don't know how much you got paid, but man, things can't be this bad, Bubba. And again, Ray J's not doing that because he's crushing it. Ray J's not doing that because he's always wanted to fight. It's in his blood. It's been his desire. He's doing it because it's going to get views and it will trend. Now, it's trending for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It's trending because you got knocked out by another out-of-shape fat guy. Like all the technique and all
the way he fell down too was just. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't. But again, I think for Aiden Ross, who I like Aiden, it's like there's an avenue for this. And I'm not saying I'm not hating on it, saying don't do this and fighting's only for the professionals. No, I'm not saying any of that. There's a lane for this, and he can do it. He's doing it at a high level. You're getting too close to the sun when you start incorporating UFC. That's my issue. Mm-hmm. That's my issue. To me, this would be the same as remember when they had that Lingerie Football League?
Yeah.
It would be like they're playing on Lambeau Field, and the NFL and the commissioners there, and you got Dak Prescott there and Patrick Mahomes there commentating it, and girls have their titties and asses out. Everyone's like, "Yeah, it's entertaining though." It's like, I'm with you. I watch it, but this is weird, dude. We're going down a weird road. And I like to get weird, but this is a weird fucking road. My whole thing was like, I thought we wanted to be taken seriously. Now, Dana, Aiden Ross, Hunter Campbell, they all make more money than me, so maybe listen to them and not listen to me. That's just where I'm at on it.
Yeah.
What's this one? Scroll up.
Scroll up.
So this gentleman, I_M_Saturday. Brand risk, in my opinion, has far more entertainment value than what MVP Netflix just delivered. Think about it. You could either watch A, washed up MMA talent, or B, no MMA talent, but it's Bob Menery versus Johnny Manziel, Ray J getting KO'd, and former NBA players.
Brand risk.
It's an interesting debate. I would say they're both in very similar lanes. I would say they're both a fractured lane from mixed martial arts at the highest level. So when you watch a Nate Diaz fight or a Ronda Rousey or the Gina Carano, stuff like that, you're not seeing the best in the world. They can sell you on this is the biggest fight of all time, most important. The fuck out of here. They're both in their 40s. Gina hasn't fought for 16 years. It's a spectacle. It's entertainment. He's right on that. Yeah, as far as that's where I struggle with it. Like as far as entertainment, like it was entertaining.
This one was the Menery Menzel, but the Ray J one was it was very, very like disappointing to watch. It was very like
trash.
It was ugly.
Like, it doesn't make you feel trashy.
Yeah.
But again, it gets is it quality views? I don't know. Is that a thing? Views of view? I don't know. I'm not saying stop doing it. I'm not saying there's not a lane for it. I think my issue is it's so they're in cahoots with Dana White. That makes me feel weird. Here's what else is going to break your heart. I bet you Bob Menery, Johnny Manziel, Ray J, these NBA players got paid more than 95% of the UFC roster.
That's the problem. Yep.
Let that sink in. Maybe that's my issue. I don't know what it is. I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe I need to talk to a therapist, a fight therapist.
But I mean, if you were fighting back in the day, like just starting out, like, yeah, let's say you barely made it to the UFC and then you saw this, would this be like, what the fuck? You're not spending time and energy and money on us versus this?
It'd be weird. It'd be weird. But the UFC's been doing this a while. Like, think of all the energy they've put into slap fight, you know? And now it's due for boxing. And if I'm a young guy, I'm like, man, I've dedicated my life to this, dude. I'm making 10 and 10.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You guys just paid Ray J how much? And how much did Ray J get paid? Do we know? Can you?
I looked it up. It said there's no
undisclosed. Let's say he made 100,000. Let's say Ray J made 75,000. That's still more than 90% of UFC fighters in their first fight. That's more than fucking 99%. But again, it's fucking. It's market value. People know who fucking Ray J is, but they don't know who the kid who is a 2-time national champ for fucking Iowa that just signed up for the UFC. God damn it, the world's going to fucking shit. Yeah, I don't know. What else you got, Chin? Am I being too negative today? Or is it Real Monday?
I think it's Real Monday, especially on Memorial Day, dude.
Yeah, it's Real Monday.
A lot of emotions going on right now. Let's go to actual MMA stuff, and then we'll go into the Joe Schilling stuff too. I wanted to talk to you about that. But this is Dana White. I don't know. Is this at the event? Maybe
that's at the event.
Okay. So
I like this young kid interview him. He's cool.
Yeah, he knew how to. We'll just watch it.
And Conor McGregor coming back to the UFC, only a few months away now. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, we're like, what are we, 2 months away, yeah?
What's the timing for that announcement?
Sound excited.
A coincidence with
yeah, I thought, what are we, 2 months?
Not a coincidence. I had a fucking fight here that night. Anybody who thinks that I gave a shit what was going on anywhere else is out of their fucking minds.
Just had a check, Dan. Just had a check. Awesome.
We announced it as soon as we got it done, and we were in the middle of our event. Yeah. Give a fuck what those guys are doing. You kidding me?
And Conor.
I don't. Wouldn't it be a better route to go if he was like, yeah, they gave me the news, I held it till Francis walked out, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But instead he's like, well, I didn't even know there's a fight going on. Wait, excuse me, sir. And this kid's young and obviously not going to push back. But if you're like, hold on. They gave you the news right as Francis is walking out? Don't you find it a little strange? You have all this animosity with Francis and there's a history there. And then Conor, we've been waiting how many? 5 years for his comeback? And it just lines up that you announced Conor fighting Max Holloway that the exact same moment Francis Ngannou is making the walk on Netflix. Excuse me, sir? You think we're all just going to take this as a coincidence? And Dana's going, yeah. Okay. Back to you, fuckface. You know, it's crazy, dude. But again, all good. All good. Hey, all good. Okay. You think I give a fuck what they're doing? Yeah, I do.
The beauty of this clip too is like the kid's pretty much after he answered, he's like, all right, he's gonna move on to the next subject. Dan's like, do you think I care?
Yeah.
He kept going back at it.
You think I give? He's like, oh, I didn't even ask you that, but it sounds like you do care. You seem pretty upset.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And what are your thoughts on this? I think Audia Tar is the one that said this, but Conor McGregor actually wanted to fight Chandler at the White House, but then,
So the headline reads, Conor McGregor wanted to fight Michael Chandler at the White House, but the UFC had other plans for both fighters. Conor McGregor wanted to fight Michael Chandler at the White House event, but it did not make sense for the organization. Yes, because there's no live gate. That's why. Yeah, he's the live gate. There's the live gate thing at the White House. Obviously, whatever. There's 4,000 tickets. The tickets that they do offer is $1.5 million. If Trump and Dana do sell those tickets, it would be the biggest gate ever. That's something we talked about in fan questions. I'm not saying they're doing that, but if they did decide to sell their portion of tickets, it would make the White House the biggest gate of all time, even though it's the less tickets. But because they're 1.5 million each, add that up, it easily is the biggest gate of all time. That being said, with Conor, they're not going to stack that White House card with like we thought they were going to do because they're saving Conor for that live gate.
Yeah, that
And
makes
they're
sense.
not going to burn all their candles on the White House. It's going White House, then boom, Conor's in July. So they're stacking the summer. The UFC, to their credit, it looks fucking zesty in a good way, like zesty ranch for the rest of the year. There's a bunch of good fights coming.
Wait, so you're saying that Chandler would be a bigger fight than Holloway, or?
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Conor.
Conor anywhere.
The B side doesn't matter. It's Conor. So he could fight anyone, and they're selling that bitch out. I think it's a shame what they did to Chandler. I think it's a shame that Chandler waited all this time. Of course, he's supposed to be in the White House, and that's what fucked Chandler. Is Chandler's like Mr. American, Mr. USA, brings the fucking American flag out. The issue with that, I'm not saying it's an issue, but for him losing the Conor fight is he wanted to be on that White House card.
Yeah.
The issue with that is Conor was never going to be on the White House card. So they're like, we'll put you on the White House card, but you're not fighting Conor. And they gave him an awful fucking matchup. So Chandler got a little fucked here.
A little fucked. He got destroyed.
Yeah. What else you got, brother?
All right, so the Joe Schilling thing I was talking about. Let me play the fight. I'll edit this out, but just it's a very, very quick fight. But look what happened here so far.
This is PFL?
Yep, PFL. Brussels. So the headbutt. And after this happened, the headbutt, Joe Schilling didn't want to continue the fight. So I'm sure people want to know your thoughts on that.
So after did he have the choice to continue?
Yeah, so but they repositioned them on the ground where the guy was on top.
And Joe was like, nah, man.
Nah, he's not doing that. So he's like, fuck this. And by the way, we saw the fight, and Joe Schilling did pretty damn well.
He was lighting his ass up on the feet. I don't know. Joe Schilling, he's such a gamer. The guy's headbutting shit like that. I mean, I probably would have continued, but I don't know what's going through his head, you know?
Would you challenge the repositioning part though? Like, would you? Because Joe Schilling is obviously stand-up guy.
Did they take a point away or anything?
Point, yeah.
Man, that's weird. I'd be like, the only way I continue if we start on the feet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going back down there with the guy that just illegally tried to headbutt me. And maybe he tried, and they're like, no, you got to start on the ground. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah. He actually went to the ground for a second, and he's like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe Schilling can do no wrong in my book. I don't know what he's dealing with either. And they're fighting some weird ass place too, yeah?
Brussels.
Yeah.
And this is Joe Schilling's statement afterwards.
One of the coolest moments of my life. Everything else is just noise. I know exactly who I am, and so does my family. Most of you talking shit couldn't hold my jockstrap. My opponent also knows exactly who he is, and that's on him. God bless. Interesting. Mm-hmm. One of the coolest moments of my life. He's definitely had cooler moments.
Maybe just walking and back out after. It's been some time, I think. Since
yeah,
he fought.
true. Yeah, he's gangster. That's cool.
Yeah, he's a badass. That's a weird one, though. Yeah,
it's a weird one.
And unfortunately, Benson Henderson got KO'd in 20 seconds.
PFL was like, Netflix, hold our beer.
Yeah, and then that doesn't.
He
look
needs
good.
to stop, man. I don't know why he's getting back in there.
He's accomplished so much already. So it's
it
like
sucks.
And this one was actually pretty funny. This is not Dana White. This is Dan Hardy at the weigh-ins. And the headline says, Dan Hardy didn't sign up for this.
Oh, I saw it. It's so funny. He sure as hell didn't sign up for this.
It's so funny, everything that happens, too.
That guy's shredded.
Yeah, he's jacked. He gets hit in the face.
he's all, what the fuck?
Look, he's on the ground now.
He steps back. He's like, what the fuck?
And then he comes in here again. Oh, that was just pretty funny.
Dan Hardy did not sign up for this. I'll be like, what the fuck are we doing, dude?
It's in those random places, too, where the freaking weigh-ins are just stare-downs. They just go crazy.
Like Jay Heron said, my man came out of retirement. Yeah, but not by choice. And the glasses stayed on. That is impressive. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So this kind of sucks hearing this about Tom Aspinall.
Man, not good. Not good. So this says Tom Aspinall's return is not on the horizon. Doctors have not cleared him, and he remains banned from sparring or fighting. So Tom says, I've just had my recent scan. I thought I was going to get cleared actually to spar and fight straight away, but they give me another couple months. Which is not the end of the world because you got Gone and Potan fighting, so it's not like they're going to fight 3 months later. So you're still getting this fight at the end of the year.
Yeah, hopefully by.
I wonder how bad his eye is.
I mean,
another
damn,
thing,
that's a long
if it's
one,
that
dude.
bad, like, dude, just
stay out for a while.
Be Bisping. Yeah. Get a fake eye, get a fucking fake eye, fake the eye test, and be Bisping, world champ. Call it Bisping. How'd he pass it?
And that's his boy too, right?
Yep.
Don't worry about this. So this is cool for the White House card. Crypto.com is going to put up money for the fight of the night for $1 million.
Yeah, the bummer is not coming from the UFC.
They say they're doing it together, sort of, but
their sponsors paying for it.
Yeah.
And they get $1 million in crypto?
That's what it says. CRO.
I don't know. Does that equal? Can you just cash out and get your fucking money? How's crypto work?
I wish I knew about crypto. I have no idea. Let me just see the exact. You can absolutely cash out. So you can, but it's just tougher than regular cash out.
Yeah, my thing is, let's say they're not privy to crypto like me. I'm old as fuck. So I'd be like, can you just give me the cash? Do I have to deal with this shit?
Notify the bank. Well, at least you can do it. So that's good, but it seems like it's a hassle.
It says instead of one massive transaction, doing it across several weeks.
That's fine, $1 million.
And then the taxes and shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's a significant taxable event.
Of course. Man, I don't have to jump through all these fucking hurdles. Can you just give me my fucking $1 million? Just add it to my fucking paycheck.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
But hey, at least they're doing something for him. That's cool.
$1 million, man. That's awesome.
I wish it was just straight UFC doing it.
Yeah, that would have been nice. And I believe this is coming from Pereira's coach saying it looks bad. Like his weight is causing him to not. Well, you can see here.
Let me see the video. This is for you listening. This is him. This is Potan, who they release his footage, which I'll get to that, of him sparring.
Yeah.
And he's sparring Thiccc, right? Another heavyweight?
Yep.
Alex is going light on the body too. A few things here. So, do you see how sweaty they are?
Yeah.
So clearly, this is the end of sparring. Everybody else isn't sparring around them. So I would assume this is after many, many, many rounds. Alex definitely won that round. You're going to get hit in sparring. If you're not, you have the wrong training partners. His team released this for a reason.
Yeah, that's what people are saying too.
So I wouldn't look at this and be like, oh, he's cooked against Cyril Gahn. No.
Alrighty.
Yeah, whenever there's training footage, like you remember the Strickland one? You released it him wrestling, and you're like, oh my God, he's about to get tore up. It's like they released this for a reason.
Strategic, yeah.
Yes. I never put any weight into release sparring footage.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy, Themba Garimbo, who was like obviously most well known for The Rock giving him a house and stuff like that. He eventually retired from MMA because he realized he can't become champion. He's like 3 losses in a row right now. And then remember, he was talking about how people are coming after him, his family and stuff for money, all that shit.
Scroll down. Mm-hmm. Following his 3rd straight loss in the octagon, 35-year-old veteran announced his retirement from the sport. With his chance to become a UFC champion likely out of reach, Garimbo decided to hang up his glove for good. Thank you to the UFC and everyone. I dared to be someone, something, and failed. Oh, buddy. Gave all I can in the sport. I'm walked away from the sport. My dream is to be a UFC champion. If I cannot be that, I'm going to walk away from the sport. It's not easy, but I've tried. Maybe I'll make a comeback as a coach or manager. I'm officially retired as an MMA athlete. Here's the thing, Bubba. So his thing, I dared to be someone and something and failed. Boy, you're looking at this wrong. You accomplished more than 99.9% of all athletes. You made it professional. You won some in the UFC. You lost, but you're at the highest level, pal. So I understand, because when I retired, I felt like failure too, because you didn't get the belt. And you don't get to the UFC by saying, I just want to win a few. The goal is to get to the belt. But as you reflect on things, as you get a little older, you'll realize what you did was special, my man. And just the fact that you even made it there. Forget about being ranked. Forget about fighting on main cards or main events and all that shit. Just the fact you made it there. You've done more with your life than 99.9% of the world. And all athletes, whether they start at 6 years old or 12 years old, all aspire to be a professional athlete. So when you were a kid, if I went up to you and went, hey, man, you know how you're like wrestling with your brother right now? One day you're going to get paid to do this in front of millions of people. You're going to be a professional. You'd have went, what?
And inspired.
Oh, my God, I made it? Yeah. So it's all perspective, Bubba.
This is a trip, too. Look at that picture that he shows. The other guy winning, you know?
Weird. Especially what he comes from and shit. Are you kidding me, dude? Failure? Mm-hmm. Dude. You're looking at it all wrong, Bubba.
And this is Larry Wheels versus Marab.
Tap. But did Larry Wheels go into this thinking he had a chance?
I don't know. I think they're just...
Remember when Bradley Martin thought he had a chance?
Yeah.
It's just... And it's not that they're meatheads or they're dumb guys. It's just all perspective. They've never been in there with world-class guys.
It's good to see the humbling, though, you know? I don't know if Larry Wheels talks smack, but Bradley
I don't think so. He's a
smack.
pretty chill dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck around and find out.
I don't know if you're interested in this, but this is the...
Yeah, we talked about this.
I mean, but
Friday.
this is the stuff that's going on now.
Scott Coker drops details on the new MMA league planning to launch in 2027. So 12 events planned for 2027, kicking off in January. World Grand Prix tournament focused on one weight class. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the weight class will be. I assume 55 or 70. It'd be dope if it's heavyweights, but there's not enough free agent heavyweights. World Grand Prix tournament focused on one weight class. Events across Europe, Asia, and the U.S. with the Bay Area, New York, Los Angeles, possibly Hawaii. Dude. Open to sharing talent with other promotions. Love that. Because if you can get KSW, Cage Warriors, the big boys involved, that'd be sick. Signing free agents, building prospects. Dude, take my money.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He knows how to, like, figure out what avenue to go through. I love it.
And I told Scott, whatever he needs, I'm down to help out.
Hell yeah.
That sounds dope.
Oh, so...
Ooh, wee.
Yeah,
Darren
this is
Till?
Darren Till's body right now. He's
Don't
fighting
hurt
this
him, Dad.
weekend.
He looks fantastic.
I've never seen him in this shape before.
He looks fantastic. He's so tan.
He's definitely tan.
Training like fucking Thailand or something. He's going to be a handful at bare knuckle. Good fucking luck whoever fights him.
That Aaron Chalmers guy. He's a reality star, but he is a fighter too, but still. You don't talk much about.
We'll get to the fight night on
Okay.
Thursday's show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Song
pretty
Yadong,
much it.
Figueredo. It's a fun. And then Teixeira's fighting too, the heavyweight who's training with Poton.
There you go.
Sergey Pavlovich. That's one of my favorite fights on this card. It's a good card,
Yeah.
but it's a weird time, yeah. Jake Matthews, I'm never mad at. What time's the card at? Hold on, go down.
Down.
It says Saturday at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Our time.
I'll be watching it. I'm up by then. I'll take it. But we'll get into that on Thursday.
Sounds good.
Is that it, Chinster?
That's it.
Let's get down to some fan questions and get out of here, bud. It's Memorial Day. All right, kids, let's get into today's portion of fan questions. If you're watching this, like, how the hell do I get my questions answered? Especially, I post this on Sundays and on Wednesdays. So when I post it on my Instagram story, you can DM me. But the best way to get your questions answered is by submitting them in the YouTube comments. You put fan question, Nick, Chin, see them. Then I answer them, especially YouTube questions on Sundays. That's when I answer all the questions. So that's the best way to get your questions answered. All right, let's get to it. Happy Memorial Day. We're almost done, kids. What do we got here? Mitch Kornstein. Let's see. What do we have here? What's your thoughts on the extreme change of going from a crazy MMA heavyweight career to being a baseball dad coach? Do you miss anything from your old life at all? No, man. No. It's funny you asked this. I thought about this morning. As you guys are watching this right now is the best time of my life. I've never been happier. I've never been more content. I'm probably making less money than I did a few years ago, or even when I was, back in the day. Things are a lot more simple. Now I'm out here in Texas. I love doing the show. I love coaching my kids. That's it, man. It's summer's coming. Top's down. Life is simpler now. I've never been in a better spot. I cannot wait for the summer. My kiddos all-star practice. I'm wearing their I always wear Tiger stuff, right? I always wear Mustangs gear. So my youngest is like, Dad, what about me? I'm like, buddy, they don't make a ton of stuff my size for me to rep you. But now I'm coaching his all-star team. We got a bunch of gear, so I rock it for him now. That's why on Rogan I wear the LT all-star hat. That's for Bosty, so I give him a little shine as well as Tiger. Yeah, I couldn't be a better summer, man. He starts baseball, his all-star team. What's cool about the all-star team for you baseball dads out there is these rec league all-star teams, he's 6, right? So they'll play this year, they'll play next year, play the following year, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 9, depending. But that all-star team turns into like their whole childhood travel ball team. That's usually how it goes. So I'm just stoked for it. And then both of them start tackle football in July. So we're ramping up for that. I can't wait, man. It's the best time of my life. And it's the only time now is when I can stop and smell the roses, and I know it's not going to last forever. It's the only thing I've ever been able to appreciate are my kids and sports. So it's cool, man. It's cool. And Boston got put on the best team. They're stacked. But it's so funny out here in Austin. It's so crazy sports are out here. He's 6, playing tackle football for the first time. It's called Tiny Tykes. His 2 coaches are 2 former all-pro NFL players. And their team last year went undefeated. So awesome. Bossy's on a great team. Matt's White 82. Will the UFC ever return to the glory days? Every card had huge fights on it. We had stars on top of stars and always got the fights we wanted. Feels like we might have peaked already in terms of huge crossover generational fighters. Glad I was here for it, but it just seems like the best has passed us. Yeah. Yeah, I think those days of like the stat cards once a month, it's just their business model is different now. You'll still see there's still generational talents out there. That will never go away. But the influx of it, listen, it's just a little bit of a downtime now. But every sport goes through its ebbs and flows. There's so many good fighters right now. There's more than ever. It's just the deal they have. All the cards won't be stacked like they used to back in the day. But it's a lot more of it. It's a little watered down, but you're still seeing great fighters. So, but as far as like the golden age, yeah, that's over, Bubba. But it was just a different time. Brandon Pettingill. What are the odds we get Conor McGregor on JRE. I think that would make the promo way bigger and find out maybe what kind of Conor we're going to get. Agree. I would say pretty good. I know he's tried to get on there before, but there was some other shit going on, so Joe couldn't do it. But I would assume Joe has him on. That'd be a great interview. I would assume. Either I bet before, or it just depends on Conor's training, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's after the fact too. I could see him stay in the States and coming to do Rogan after he fights in Vegas. Because we've had him on Fighting the Kid. What's up, baby? Never been on Jerry, but was on Fighting the Kid. Ramon _ Meza. Big Brown, love the pod, man. Great father, role model. I don't think you hear that enough. Thanks, dude. Advice, a lot of dad shit. All right.
I'm surprised, actually.
Advice for new dads. And then which old fighters from the golden era would you want to see fight some new era guys? Advice from new dads, it goes fast, man. Everyone's going to tell you this, but you don't realize it goes super fast. Never start the day yelling, never end the day yelling. And just whatever they're into, fucking run with it. I don't care if it's football, baseball, soccer, track, lacrosse, swimming, tennis, golf. Could care less what my kids pick, but if we're going to do it, let's do it. And which old fighters from the golden era would you want to see fight some new era guys? Like old guys in their prime? I'd love to see how Fedor does with the current class. Like Fedor versus Francis in the prime would be great. Crow Cop, all those guys, Nogueira, all the old school, Anderson Silva back in, in his prime. You know all the dudes. Even Khabib, if he could come back now, how would he do? Yeah. All the legends, man, in their primes would be interesting today. Food and the fighters. Fan question. What does a win for Conor do for his legacy? If he does get dog walked by Max, does that tarnish his legacy? No, I think he's past the point, right? Like he doesn't want to fight him for fucking ever with all his legal issues, all the stuff outside the octagon. There's not much more he can do to tarnish his legacy. He can improve his legacy. Like if he goes in there and starches Max, that's definitely a feather in his cap. But he can't hurt his legacy anymore. The damage has been done. 666 Eddie. Do you think Conor will retire if he loses? No. So he signed. The only way they got him to agree to the International Fight Week fight is they have to fight him before the end of the year. So he has to fight twice. So he won't, no matter what happens, you're going to get 2 Conor fights this year. So he won't retire. He might leave the UFC after 2026, and that's just to go over to Netflix MVP, but he won't retire. Even if he gets starched in both, he won't retire. A.FL100. Do you not think the UFC are trying to give Conor a loss via Max so his stock value goes down, as I think he'll want to fight out the rest of his contract to do BKFC or boxing? Can't see how it makes sense. Conor hasn't won a fight in nearly 7 years, and Max is still upper echelon. Oh, it's a tricky one, because if you're the UFC, what do? You have the biggest star in the sport. You give him some no-name guy? No. We don't know what condition he's going to be in. So you don't give him some no-namer because you want people to tune in. Him and Max have a history. Max is a legend. It builds Max's stock up at this point too. So it's a win-win for the UFC. Because if Conor wins, we're cooking. They probably give him a title shot against Islam next. I know, crazy, but that's what they would do. If he loses, it's still Conor. Again, he can't go any lower. He can go higher. So for the UFC, it's a win-win. Max wins. He has one more big giant fight left. If Max loses, all good, still a legend. If Conor wins, we're cooking. We're going sizzler. So the UFC always does things to win-win. It's the UFC too. There's no warm-up fights like I went over last week.
That's it.
That's it, kids. All right, love you guys. A lot of Conor stuff. I get it. He's in the news. He's trending. That's it, kids. So I will see you guys Thursday. I'll answer all the questions on Sunday, as this show's 3 times a week now, baby. So thank you guys so much for making this what it is. Thank you for submitting the questions. You guys make the show. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that shit. And yeah, man, happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all those that did serve. And we love you guys. That's it. Till next time, I'm out.
When you're in a bind, you will
find a new fight car to be broken down. And you can't fall asleep, 'cause he'll go balls deep on a card coming Saturday night. It's Big Brown, Big Brown, Big Brown breakdown coming to your town. He's big and he's brown, the Big Brown break.
Some of that was good.
Down.
Brendan Big Brown
Yeah.
Dude. Dude, that is fucking badass.
One more?
All right, man.
He's playing with house money now. It's what I like to do. This is when Chin and I just, it's all gravy at this point.
Fight card to be broken down. So tired, so deep, hard coming Saturday night. Ooh, breakdown coming to your town.
Some of that was good.
Brendan Big Brown